Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Facebook Friday. My name's Eric Hammond with the Orange Stack, and this is a different scenery than normal. We're actually out at the beach, but it's starting to rain, so I'm in the back of my 1967 Volkswagen bus shooting today's show. Might as well stay dry. You know it's winter. You know it's summer when the clouds and rain start coming to Carlsbad. We normally are like 70 degrees all the time, and as soon as it starts raining, you know June is just around the corner. So anyway, I love Fridays. Awesome. It's exciting to do this show every single week. We come here live and do this show about how to grow your business, how to get more practical, how to get more technical, and give you a couple social media tips along the way. So my name's Eric Hammond. I'm with the Orange Stack, and we do this show live every Friday morning. So welcome to the show. Glad to be here today. And today we're talking about accomplishing your goals, right? It is almost June 1st. We're still in the middle of May, but it's almost June 1st by the time you probably watch this show. And I want to do kind of a mid-year check-in, right? How are your goals coming along? What are you doing? How are things panning out? You know, I know coming out of winter and spring can be kind of slow, and most of your momentum is going to come through the next few months as a real estate agent, as real estate just catches on fire, and you're probably going to get even bigger from here on out. But how are your goals doing? Are you on pace, right? We've gone through almost 2 full quarters now. How are things looking for you? Are you going to be able to reach your goals? We did a video back in December and we talked about hitting your goals and planning for the future and seeing what's to come. But I just wanted to check in with you and see how everything's looking. You know, what are you on pace to do this year? What have you done differently this year than you did last year? Are you doubling your goals? Is it a 50% increase? Is it just little tweaks to get things further along than you did the year before? But what are things looking like for you, okay? So think about that. If you didn't watch the show in December, well, I want to review a couple things here and see how we can help you plan out the rest of this year and make 2018 one of your best years yet, okay? So goals are a big thing, right? Setting out, accomplishing things. I don't know what you guys do in your life to accomplish things. For me, I'm a pen and paper type of person. I like to map it all out. I plan at least 90 days out, if not 12 months. I break it down to the hour of what needs to happen every single day. So let's reverse engineer the rest of this year for you, right? You've got a solid 6+ months left. I think we can turn this around for you if you're not there yet. So what are the next 6 months looking like? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to sell 20 more homes this year? Maybe you're trying to sell 100 more homes this year. Where are you? What are you trying to do? Maybe you're brand new and you said, look, I got my license in January. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm out there door knocking and banging the phones and doing everything I possibly can. And I'm just trying to get my first deal under contract. No matter what it is, let's set a plan for you to reach it, okay? So you've got 6 months left this year. And whether you watch this in August or January or October, it doesn't matter. You still can plan for the next 6 months and get realistic in what your goals are and seeing if that's the direction that you're looking to go. So break out the next 6 months, right? It's 180 days. It's pretty clear that you've got 6 solid months of what you can do, 26 weeks. Let's start figuring out what you want to do. So in 26 weeks, does that mean you take 26 listing appointments? Maybe you go on 12 listing appointments because you're new. Maybe you're just happy with 1, right? Figure out what the next 26 weeks are going to look like, and let's start going backwards. So if your goal is a listing every single week, and you need to get to 26 more listings this year, that's awesome. How many listing appointments do you need to get to hit those numbers, right? Are you a 100% closer? Everybody that you meet with in person is going to be sign on the dotted line, let's go. Or maybe you close 50% or 75%, but helping to know your numbers, or knowing your numbers is going to help you a ton, right? Because it's going to figure out how you're going to get there. So if I need to close 26 more transactions this year, and I need to meet with 1 person per week, how many appointments do I need to meet with, to actually get 1 listing appointment this week? Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 10? Know your numbers, okay? So if you need to get, let's just call it 4 appointments to get 1 transaction. Maybe you're doing 25%. We'll give you some benefit of that here. So if you need to go on 4 listing appointments every single week, what does that take, right? How are you producing lead generation in your business? Are you picking up the phone? Are you calling FSBOs and expireds? Are you door knocking every day? Maybe you're out in the rain hustling along. Are you sending out mailers? Are you hitting people up on social media? Do you have a lead gen platform through Facebook, right? Maybe you have a funnel that's set up and that brings in leads for you on Facebook that you can follow up with and call. Maybe you've got a great marketing plan going out there. But whatever it is, figure that out. If you've got to pick up the phone every day and call, how many people do you need to call this week to get 4 listing appointments, right? I knew when we were calling every single day, it was an average of about 20 for sell by owners to get 1 appointment, just because I wasn't perfect. There's a lot of hostile for sale by owners out there that we were talking to, and I just had to make it work. So we would talk to about 20 for sale by owners to set one appointment. If that's your goal and that's how it works out for you, that means you got to talk to 80 for sale by owners this week. If there's not 80 for sale by owners in your market, you've got to find somebody else to call if that's your number. So maybe you're calling expireds. What's your number for expireds? Is it still 20? Maybe you got to call 100. Maybe you only call one and you get an appointment. Whatever it is, figure that out. When you're door knocking, I found that when I was door knocking, I could talk to about 3 and maybe 4 people every hour when I door knocked. And if I'm talking to 4 people per hour door knocking, how many of them are actually opening the door and being willing to let you come in and talk to them about selling your house? It's probably not nearly what you think. You're probably going to have to talk to about 30 to 50 people door knocking to get a listing appointment. So just know your numbers. Again, if you got to talk to 30 people and you can do 3 per hour, that means you got to knock 10 hours to go get one listing appointment. Maybe that works out, but figure it out. I don't think you can sustain that to get your goal, but maybe you weave that in with your phone calling and other things you have going on. If you're sending out postcards, right? How many postcards are you sending out to get one listing appointment? Do you have to send out 1,000? Is it 10,000? Know your numbers. It all comes back to the numbers. If you guys are seeing this, there's a pattern here. Start tracking your numbers. Every time you make a phone call, put a little check mark on your sheet that day. Every time you door knock, put a little check mark on your sheet. Start knowing your numbers. Start figuring out where you are, so that when you go to plan the next 6 months after this, you'll know, okay, I need to call 100 FSBOs this week. I need to call 50 expireds this week. I need to go door knock on 500 doors this week. Whatever that is, but it's clear that you know your numbers and you can go bang that out. And maybe you realize there's a better way to do it, or maybe it's time to introduce another team member to your team so that they can help call while you're out door knocking or whatever it is, right? You just got to know how to divide it up. So figure out those numbers and how you're going to get there. And now that you know all these things and all the lead gen ideas that you're going to go out there and implement, how are you going to weave them into your week? If you've got a door knock for 30 hours, that means you probably only have 10 to 20 hours left of stuff to do. If you're going to be holding open houses and you're going to be actually meeting with these listing appointments, you know, they could be 1 hour to 2 hours long each. So how are you going to fit those into your schedule? How are you going to fit in all the other paperwork that you've got going on and training your team and learning and watching these type of videos and educating yourself? How are you going to weave all these things into your week? As a real estate agent, you may be working 10 hours a week because you're working somewhere else part-time. Maybe you're working a 50, 60-hour week. Whatever that is, you got to block out that week. So let's start diving into what happens during the week, okay? You need to plan out your week in advance. Start on a Friday. Start planning out Monday through Sunday, the whole next week, so that you know when I show up Monday morning where I need to go and how I need to get there and what I need to do. So that when you're there Monday morning, you don't look at your calendar and say, oh, all right, it's 9 o'clock. What should I do this week? You know, go to the list. I need to get on the phone for the next 4 hours and talk to 20 FSBOs, right, and make that happen. And I need to have this mapped out. I need to know day for day all the important items that happen in my schedule. You can't just live each day by day by day. You got to have it mapped out and figured out and know exactly where you need to be, when you need to be there, and what you're going to do when you get there. So break out your calendar. For me, every single day, I print out a single sheet of paper calendar that has the whole day labeled out from 5 a.m. all the way till 10 p.m. I know all throughout the day what I'm doing. I know when I'm working out. I know when I'm reading. I know when I'm eating lunch. I know when I'm hanging out with my kids. I know when I'm having dinner. I know when I'm lead gen. I know when I'm setting appointments. I know when I'm following up with people. All those things are clearly mapped out. I already know next week because I've already mapped it out. It's Friday. My next week is all mapped out and ready to go. That's the type of schedule you need to live by if you're trying to accomplish these goals. So if you've lived these last 6 months and you haven't been able to reach your goals, maybe it's because your schedule's out of whack, or maybe you haven't been able to clearly get to the things that you need to do each day because you're letting your calendar or your clients run your life and you're not sticking to the calendar. So try to be a little bit more diligent with your calendar and seeing how that affects things this year, right? Seeing what the next 6 months can do. And maybe you're like, okay, 6 months is a long time. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Maybe my numbers are going to get better. Maybe it took me 20 phone calls to get one listing appointment, but now I'm down to 10. Great. Maybe now you can start ramping up and getting better and better. And adjust your goals as you go, right? Like have a good 6 month plan, but then maybe break it down into 90 days and 60 days and 30 days and 7 days and all the way down to the day. So you can start figuring out what's going to happen and make adjustments. One thing that I do, which I love, is on my office at home, all along, I have a wall that I look at where my computer is, and I look at above. So all the way starting from the left all the way to the right, it shows me what the next 30 days looks like, and the next 60 days, and the next 90 days, and all my goals. It's how many appointments that I want to go on, how much dollars I want to make, how many new people I want to hire into our business, all those things, right? How many contracts I want to get. Everything's clearly laid out. there's usually anywhere from like 5 to 10 goals that I'm trying to accomplish those 30 days, so it's clear. And I know at the end of it, if I'm short, how much I need to make up the next month. And maybe I'll tear one of those sheets out and make adjustments as I go, and either ramp up or scale down the goal based off what happened that previous month, but at least I'm targeting something, right? I think a lot of people, January 1st, they say, all right, well, I'm in real estate. I need to sell a bunch of homes this year. Let's sell 50 homes and see what happens. Guys, you can't live that way. You have to have it mapped out. If you set a goal, you have to have a clear plan on how to get there, right? Just reverse engineer it like we just talked about. Know the end goal and all the steps backwards on how you're going to do to get there. So that's my encouragement for you this week, is do some homework, start mapping out the next 6 months. You still got a few more weeks before the next 6 months start coming, but map out those 6 months and go all the way back to day by day so that you know specifically the activities you need to do each and every day, each and every hour, so that you can reach those goals. And then come back and tell me how it went. I'm excited to hear about it. I hope you guys rock the next 6 months. I hope you double your goals, triple down. Real estate is on fire right now. There's so much going on. The market's changing. I talked to one of our potential clients in New York the other day, and they said, man, it is becoming a buyer's market. That is so different to hear because it's been just low inventory everywhere. So the fact that it's becoming a buyer's market on the East Coast means the market's shifting, guys. You don't know how long it's going to last. So take advantage of it. Sell as many homes right now as you can. It's fall. Winter is coming. If you don't know what that means, go look up Tony Robbins and look up the seasons. He talks about winter is coming. Something's changing here, and be ready for it. So, guys, thanks for following along each week. I'm excited to be here in the new scenery for today. Enjoying the bus. I'm actually taking my little girls camping tonight in here, and we're going to have a rainy camp out. But thanks for following along each week. Guys, I encourage you guys to reach out to me, ask me questions, subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to our podcasts. Just check us out. We're all over the web. Love to follow up with you and see how things are going in your life. Love to hear your stories and successes. Thanks, and we will see you next week at 10 a.m. Pacific on Friday. Have a great one, guys. Thanks.